Hello, and welcome back to the channel where we make the videos and other stuff. No, just videos. Well, I don't know why I said other stuff. Anyway, we have guests today besides just Jesse. Jesse's here too, though. Say hi, Jesse.
Hello, that's me.
We also have, you may have seen them from the channel Maggie Mae Fish or Nebula with Amy's Dead End Dream House. It is Maggie Mae Fish and Will Reese.
Hello.
Hi. Say hello.
We run the YouTube channel Maggie Mae Fish. We talk about film, media, how media affects us, society.
Yeah, film and media. Although we've more and more been talking about like cultural issues. So like a video on the true crime genre, sort of as a social thing. We did one on anti-vaping ads and how they're designed to make you want to vape. But yeah, mostly film and media. Our Tim Heidecker, Rob Schneider video has been popping off again since Tim Heidecker is now the creative
really
director of
just
The Onion.
Want to revel in it.
And we're going to talk about dolls for reasons. Those reasons being...
Yeah, we're shooting a short horror film about a blow-up doll, not this blow-up doll, but who, is a supernatural being that kills people who deserve it.
Hell yeah, I just noticed the shirt.
Yeah, we just put the shirt on her because we've realized after posting some videos of just the doll, YouTube does not understand that it's just a plastic object.
There's no nipples. There's no. It's a Barbie.
There's no
nothing.
female presenting nipples.
Yeah.
So how?
No.
Wow.
Even after human review, they still knock it down.
That just shows how everyone hates female presenting anything.
Like,
yes,
they're afraid. They're afraid.
Maybe plays into the themes of the film.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's very thematic. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But it is it's a revenge. I'm not going to say the first half of that subgenre name because that'll also get flagged on YouTube.
Justified revenge, yes.
Yes. Yeah. That Maggie came up with a few years ago, and it's such a cool idea. The challenge has been getting like film executives or whatever to imagine what a new horror monster looks like, because if they can't see it and see a spreadsheet that shows that it makes money, it's difficult to convince them of anything.
Yeah.
So
to me, this is such an easy sell.
I know.
Hello.
It's wild.
Also, part of it is tone. Sometimes they can't imagine tone.
Because it is like a dark comedy, and like dark comedy, I would say, is probably one of the harder tones to convey in general. So like, that's the one thing where I'm like, all right, I get why you're skeptical, but at the same time.
Awesome. We'll talk more about that. For now, I think we really need to make sure we're defining our terms for like what counts as a killer doll. I feel like there's a lot of debate. We're always talking about it.
I am, yes.
What really counts? I created a little presentation for us to really discuss, like what counts as a killer doll.
This is more complicated, but okay.
First, we can start off with an easy one, right? Chucky from Child's Play. Is that a killer doll? Do we agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say classic, quintessential killer doll.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we're definitely like, yes, like a man possessing the doll. It counts. That's a killer doll. It doesn't matter that it's the man. The doll is still doing the killing.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That counts. Okay. I was also trying to figure out, because I'm like, well, now I'm doubting myself. I thought I knew what a killer doll was.
I'm the youngest of a bunch of cousins, and I have a distinct memory of in my grandpa's house opening up the door to a movie they were all watching. They were like, "Oh, Maggie, you can't watch this. It's about a scary doll." Because I was so little. I wouldn't hang out with them.
You just unlocked a memory for me, which is that I think I was seeing, my brain wrongly remembered it as a dumpster, but I think when I was a child, I saw that scene in Child's Play where the babysitter like is thrown out the window and falls on a car. And I think I saw that like when I was like one scene of it as a child, and I was like terrified of those kind of movies.
I was scared of Chucky as a kid. And the thing is, I never saw the film. There was just a kid I knew who was like really upset. She was really obsessed with horror movies, and she would like tell me stories about Chucky, and she was really into it, but she was also terrified of the Chucky doll she had.
Wow. And now I know he's an ally.
Yeah, Chucky was very zeitgeist at the time. Yeah, so parodied also, so like you couldn't not know who Chucky was. But when I learned that Brad Dourif, because I don't think I saw the full Chucky movie until I was in like my 20s, but was aware of how creepy it was as a kid, and then learned who Brad Dourif was through like Blue Velvet and Dune. Dune was like iconic Brad Dourif. And then going back and realizing that Brad Dourif did the voices, like
I do also like that we all collectively call it Chucky. It's Child's Play, but it's Chucky.
Yeah, it's the Chucky movie.
Yeah, he's so like the core of it that I think a lot of people, if I were to tell them, they'd be like, oh, is the movie called something else and not Chucky?
Yeah, I do agree that like Child's Play is a more clever name for sure.
Yes,
it is. They did the right decision.
Yeah, but it's Chucky.
Yeah,
yeah. You got to make him iconic first before calling it Chucky.
And I think this next one, they had a leg up in that it was already an iconic like sort of creepy doll, Annabelle.
Jesus Christ, her face is so smaller and bigger than I anticipated.
From the Conjuring universe? Is that what it is?
I think so, yeah.
And inspired by a real life doll.
It went missing or something at some point recently, right? Like,
actually, I maybe I'm making this up, but I feel like the comedian, that fucking guy, guy.
Oh,
the beep guy. Yes, bought it, and then it was stolen from his house. So
insane.
So is the Annabelle doll also someone's soul trapped in a doll?
I think it's a demon.
Okay.
I think it's demonically possessed.
Yeah, because now that you
at least in the Conjuring verse.
Like once you asked, okay, so a person possessing a doll, is that a haunted? Does that count as a haunted doll?
You felt me teeing stuff up. Yeah.
Well, I thought of in Poltergeist the clown. Which I fucking hated as a kid. Yeah.
Hey!
That's next on the list.
That was one of my nightmares as a kid, and I thought of that and I was like, well, that's like ghosts puppeteering.
Yeah, well, that's the interesting thing, right? Because it would be possession in a way, but like but this isn't like the core of the film, so do we count it as a killer doll? Because
Brad Dourif in Child's Play is like trapped in Chucky.
Yeah, but like that's what the film's about.
Yeah, the ghosts in Poltergeist are like having, they're just using everything around the house.
It's just one of many things.
So I would vote no for, is this what was the question? How did you phrase it?
Is it a killer doll?
Killer doll.
I think I would still vote yes. Yeah. I think I'm still on yes.
So we're split currently on whether it matters whether or not the film's about the doll being a killer or not.
I just want to say one more time, I hate this thing.
I can get it off the screen. We can get it off the screen very quickly as soon as Jesse gives his verdict. Jesse, you're making someone uncomfortable with your decision.
I feel like I'm facing my fears, though. I feel like it's therapy to stare at this
face
thing.
your fears. That's a killer doll.
We're doing real streamed exposure therapy.
Yeah.
I definitely don't like the really like too detailed bottom teeth, and only the bottom teeth.
Christ, I didn't even. There's so many things about it that I didn't even notice the teeth.
Great prop work.
The Annabelle was truly the most terrifying picture I've seen of her, because I haven't seen the movies. But that's insane to have her sitting.
You're still not giving your verdict and actively subjecting one of our guests to their fear.
Will it cake? Is it doll? Does it doll? Is this
a killer doll? Yes or no? This is just one small segment of the film.
I'll say yes.
Okay.
I don't know. I need more information, I think.
So not only has Will been subjected to their fear, they've also been outvoted. Got it.
Yeah, I lost to democracy.
Next up is Major Chit Hazard from Small Soldiers.
Yes. Absolutely.
Killer doll.
I'm gonna say yes. Yeah. I somehow have never seen this movie, but yes.
He does absolutely try to kill people.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's vicious. And he's like a robot, right? He's not he's not like possessed.
He's literally an action figure, but he does have military war AI chips embedded into his brain.
Right. But it's like AI, it's not a
No, I think he's a killer doll.
AI.
Yeah. A very grounded scientific killer doll.
Yeah, especially for like 1997.
Good job, Joe Dante.
Honestly, I loved this film as a kid.
I need to watch it because Gremlins was always one of my favorite kids.
Oh yeah, it's certainly worth a watch.
Yeah.
It's dark, got a dark energy.
Yeah, but it was just not scary enough for me as a kid, so I got to watch it.
In a good way.
Yeah. Next up is, I don't know if anyone here remembers this guy, probably a little bit, but The Boy.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Oh.
We've watched this film many times.
You
Guess
mean
what
Majority
German
Leader
name?
Mike Johnson?
Yeah, I was gonna say Tucker Carlson.
I can't look at Mike Johnson and not think of this thing.
That's fair.
Yeah,
he
it's
looks.
Mike
He definitely
Johnson.
looks like he votes Republican.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my
He
mind.
does. Yeah.
Wow, I don't like The Boy.
And he reads a book about how to behave at dinner parties.
And I'm trying to remember because we did watch this once like years ago. I think he's like their son died and they put the son's soul into the doll.
Okay,
Right.
so it's Astro Boy,
Oh.
But yeah, I'm gonna say yes, it's a haunted doll.
Killer Doll.
Killer
is it
Doll.
Killer Doll.
Right.
Oh,
Some of
it's
these guys
abs-
aren't
A
haunted.
haunted killer doll.
Yeah.
Is this the movie where someone has to babysit the doll?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a funny
Maggie
premise.
from The Walking Dead.
Watch my boy.
Watch my boy, please.
I remember this one being pretty fun, like unintentionally funny, because it's. He's funny to me.
It's
The selling point here on the poster
hilarious.
isn't great, which is just he watches, he listens, he waits. So he just sort of sits there, is what you're saying so
sits.
far.
It's a lot of like shots of like the doll, and then reverse shot of the other person, and then the shot of the doll, and its like head has moved a little bit. Like it's a lot of that type of. If he doesn't actually kill people in the story, I would believe that he could and would. So
Yeah, he's got I would kill you energy. Again, like Tucker Carlson or Mike Johnson.
he would take away your health.
yeah.
And I feel like this one might be a little contentious, or we're all gonna agree. We'll see. Is this a killer doll? Jigsaw from Saw.
This is the one, yeah, for when the first photo, this is the one that sparked my question the most.
Yeah, because like, obviously it's not like spiritual possession, but he is using the doll as the conduit for his desire to
Himself,
murder. Is that not possession?
Having just watched ContraPoint's video on the Saw movies, I didn't need to watch it. It's like I get the Saw movies, but she does like get into extreme detail about the philosophy of the guy who puppeteers the doll of Jigsaw, and
Tobin Bell.
she comes back to the idea a lot of like. The guy in the movies, the killer Jigsaw, makes the argument like, I'm not killing these people. They're making a choice. They could get out of these traps if they really wanted to. I'm not doing it. So in honoring his philosophy, I'm going to say no, it's not a killer doll because the people have a choice and they could.
I'm glad we're honoring the philosophy of serial killers.
Yeah, it would
I'm
be
gonna victim
respectful
blame.
to
I'm
him
gonna
to
victim
say
blame.
no. Yeah.
I am too, actually. That makes sense to me.
We're all pro Jigsaw here. Great.
We're all pro
I
Jigsaw.
can't get the picture of Jigsaw just doing a remote control out of my head.
I was pro Jigsaw in our other horror video we did about how fuckable monsters are, right? So I need to be pro Jigsaw forever.
You have to commit. You have to
You
really
wanna
dig
fuck
in no matter
Jigsaw?
what.
I'm commit to the bit.
Who was
Yeah.
fuckable, the doll or the guy?
I forget. It was so long ago.
They
Knowing
both freak
Jesse,
me
probably
out.
the doll.
The doll. Oh, I mean, look at him. I love that angle.
Ugh.
You know.
I love him on his little tricycle.
You got to stay on the tricycle. That's what makes it hot for me.
Next up, we got, I think, a possibly contentious one. The Monkey from The Monkey. This one's kind of interesting in a sort of indirect way.
Oh, this is the new movie, right?
Yes.
Okay, because there's
Ah.
also Monkey
It kinda-
Shines.
There's also
Yeah. Oh, there is Monkey Shines, but we're not talking about killer monkeys.
Yeah,
We're talking
yeah.
about killer dolls. This
Wait,
is
so
a doll.
I'm not familiar enough with the plot of this one to know what he really does.
So it's sort of a thing where like you wind up the doll, and it just sort of like starts a Rube Goldberg machine that ends up killing people in like a sort of indirect way.
So it's not haunted?
They don't really address what it is.
The
or
haunted
why
thing
it's
is
doing
really
this.
important to me for some reason.
There's a whole theme of the film of like the inevitability of losing your loved ones and like having to deal with that. So it's almost more of a thematic thing than it is a mechanic, but it's like a sort of like intentionally silly Rube Goldberg way everyone dies, where it gets increasingly more ridiculous the way someone might die.
Yeah, so it's like Final Destination, but with
with a monkey.
With monkey. I would say yes. I don't trust this monkey. I feel like there's probably something in there making this all happen.
I mean, the eyes, they did a great job with those eyes. They're awful.
Does he so the monkey starts a process that then kills people. That's not like the monkey is killing people.
Yeah, like a person has to decide to wind it up.
Right.
But once it's wound up.
Ooh, you know what? Stefan, that's correct, actually. I think the monkey isn't killing people. I think the person who decides to use the monkey is killing the person.
So you in this case, you're saying the monkey is the tool.
Yes, I think it's not the monkey's fault.
Yeah.
I think the monkey has powers and someone is taking advantage of that in order to achieve a goal.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're arguing that the monkey is exploited in this scenario?
Yes, the monkey is exploited in this situation.
It's like the puzzle box in Hellraiser. It's like the puzzle box doesn't kill people. It's one of my favorite lines in the whole Hellraiser canon is, I think it's in the second Hellraiser movie. Somebody, the mad scientist gets like an autistic girl to solve the puzzle box, and then the Cenobites come, and the mad scientist is like, haha, you're gonna get the little girl. And the Cenobites say, it is not hands that call us, it is desire. So I'm gonna side with the Cenobites on this one and say that this is not a killer doll. I agree with Jesse.
So monkeys don't kill people, people kill people.
Yeah.
People with monkeys kill people.
It's not monkeys, it's desire.
You need a good person with a monkey in order to fight.
Right. We should regulate the monkeys. We should heavily regulate the monkeys for their own good.
To be fair, I think that's one of the things we do probably regulate fairly well is access to monkeys.
Monkeys.
Yeah.
Much better
Maybe not well enough. Some people still have owned monkeys, but usually they're like, that's illegal.
Also, I haven't seen Hellraiser, but Cenobites sound delicious.
Yes, they are delicious.
That said, we have one killer doll left. And I think we've all just been waiting for this one. Killer?
I was fully not expecting to see Woody from Toy Story.
I'm just going to say, remember when he very intentionally knocked Buzz off of the roof?
Yes.
And someone literally called him a murderer. And he was like, oh, no, I didn't mean for that to happen. It's like, well, you did. You did do that intentionally.
Wow.
I was going to say, if it's anyone, it's Buzz Lightyear, but you make a great point.
Woody regrets it, but he does intentionally do something to harm Buzz that he knows will get rid of him. And he's called a murderer for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes because he's a cowboy, so he's kind of emblematic of like the like Cormac McCarthy destructive nature of the West and the white man in the West.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like we never saw more episodes of Woody's Roundup. We don't know what they got into.
I guess it depends. Does Woody consider himself having a soul? Because if so, then Buzz has a soul, and if so, he is taking a life. Or does Woody not think that he's alive and therefore Buzz isn't alive? So it's not murder.
Let me put it this way. Would Woody kill for Andy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We all agree on that.
I think so, yeah. If you gave him a gun and a human.
So I think we all agree then.
Cop, yeah.
He's a killer doll.
He's a sheriff.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
hello.
hands down. Oh, that makes it really
he's a cop.
easy.
Yeah, no, the killer doll. Okay. All cowboys are bastards.
Woody's not exactly a cop because sheriffs are in some ways even worse than cops in what they can get away with. But we don't need to get into that right now. All right, so we've now fully defined our terms when it comes to haunted dolls. How do I get rid of this? How do I make it go away?
Get rid of Woody.
Woody, I need you to leave. So now we've defined our terms. How do we think? I believe her name is Doll. Where do we believe she lies? Or is that too much of a spoiler?
No, not at all. Doll in universe is a spirit that has taken many forms in the past throughout history. And so this is just her current modern day inhabitation. So yeah, I think Killer Doll, shape-shifting Killer Doll.
Cool.
Currently, she hasn't always been Doll.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. She's a killer doll. She's I'd say hands down.
Did this idea come about while you were working on your sex and film series like that's exclusive on Nebula, or is this like just something you've been percolating on for a while?
Yeah, it has been percolating for a while. I will say one of the things that I think inspired me is how much I disliked the ending of Promising Young Woman, or how many complicated feelings were left over, which, you know, you can argue whether or not that works for you. So yeah, it made me think a lot about cathartic justice in film, and like, what is film's role? It is a, you know, third space where we can play what ifs with ideas. So yeah, a safe space for people to express their feelings through a story.
Yeah,
also
like a lot of these like revenge films do seem to have this sort of thing of like, yes, these people are bad, and yes, she's right to be angry, but also she's pretty bad for killing these rapists. like
Right,
it's like, I mean, sure, yeah, I don't think it's good to kill people, but like, also, I think there are some scenarios in which I don't blame them.
There's often extra moralizing when the doer of the violence is feminine. You know, when we watch a Tarantino movie, we're not like, oh my God, like, they killed somebody. It's like, you know, that's the power of film.
It feels like, to me, it should be more of a thing of like, it's really sad that somebody was pushed to lose a part of themselves this way, rather than, oh, they shouldn't have done that. It's like, well, no, something was taken from them that they can never get back. And then, to kill somebody is also a part of you. Is like, I do think like the act of killing probably kills a part of you as well. So like, it's just, you know, even the catharsis can't give you something, and that should be sad, not a condemnation of the woman.
It is interesting to, you know, when developing the character, we did have the question of like, you know, we kind of, one of the characters is like, I am not doing the killing. Like, Doll is the one that decides. She's completely sentient. You know, people ask her for help, but she ultimately, like, she makes a decision, which makes her very human, which is very creepy and scary, that she can, you know, decide that. Yeah. So in a way, it's like, it takes a burden off of the technical Rube Goldberg machine person who flicked the domino for the violence to happen, but allowing her to be a, you know, sentient, can think for herself horror monster. You know, it is like, that is a comforting place to
kind of have your cake and eat it too in that scenario.
Exactly. Yeah.
What are like some like influences that you're drawing like positive inspiration from, where it's like, I do want it to be like this?
Great question. Actually, I think I tweeted about this yesterday. It was definitely cobbled together through a couple of different, you know, especially because it's a little bit of a genre play. You know, we want people to laugh while she's spraying blood everywhere. I mean, obviously, Society is a big inspiration, especially thematic. I love the way that its theme is so like thick and clear that the violence is fun, the comedy is funny, because you understand the context of the film, like why it's happening. Yeah. Do you have any others, Will, that you're thinking of?
I mean, you love Blow Up. That feels like it's been
yes. That one is definitely for the feature version of this short. But for the short of Will, I love that movie, and it's my favorite short story by Julio Cortázar. His entire short story book is incredible. But yeah, the way that he interrogates media makes you want to question the words that he writes, or in the film, make you question what you're seeing. Yeah, I think that very much inspired, because the question of justice and whose fault is it? I think feels very similar.
Yeah, and if you guys can like get a feature, you can like more fully explore like that question and dig into it. Because you're already working on that script, correct?
Yeah, actually, the script is complete.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah, that one there's a scene in it that I love, where the woman who's tracking down all these men who are disappearing from her hometown. She in a projector doll has haunted the projector, and yeah, she comes to life from the projector that is projecting images of, women throughout history. And yes, very creepy. And that's very similar in Blow Up, how, the closer you get to a thing, the more dangerous it becomes. Yeah. Much like
in the feature, not to talk too much about the feature because the short is the thing that we're focused on right now, but one thing that, because like Maggie and I watch a lot of 60s, 70s like exploitation movies, and like whether they're like kind of generic exploitation, whatever kind, or are revenge movies, the violence done to women was often so like present, and you'd be watching like a fun, weird, like a Russ Meyer movie, which are like kind of sex comedies or whatever. And then there would be like a fun sex scene or a weird sex scene and then a wacky sex scene and then just a violent, like just a man just
like horrific.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's such a bummer. And like, and, or even like I Spit on Your Grave, I love as a movie, the original. I think it's a brilliant movie, but it is so miserable to watch the first couple scenes where the protagonist gets assaulted like repeatedly. And then you think she gets away and then it happens again. And like, obviously that kind of motivates the fact that she then gets to take revenge on the men. But one thing that Maggie does really brilliantly, it's like kind of subtly done in the short, but then in this feature length version is like really present, is that it's a revenge movie where we all understand what the thing was that people did. We understand the crime that was committed. We don't need to see that like over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So then
it's very hard for survivors to get see catharsis in that way, because so often the catharsis is present with the action. And so it's like, I'm not going to go through that for the catharsis of your film. So yeah, I think this helps.
Yeah.
Frame the story, or structure the story in a different way.
It is something that I feel is hard to ignore with a lot of older films, which is that like even when it's ostensibly making a point that is advocating for women and their issues, you still need to punish women in order to get there. And it's like, I don't think we necessarily need to do it that hard all the time, and like also punish the women watching.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Or any survivor. I think it's also, films are a wonderful place for people that don't identify as feminine and who aren't very often taken seriously with their accusations. It's someone that they can have catharsis with too. Without the stigma of saying it out loud.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you like this one sounds like you're looking to like get the catharsis, but also just sort of like actually just have fun and have it just be fun for everybody. So nobody feels like, oh, I can't watch it actually just because of that one scene or
Yes, we wanted to make a quote. Monica says, "The best sleepover horror movie." So that's definitely the vibe.
That's great. Yeah, because there's like so many like we've been talking about, like the nature of what the movie is about is supposed to feel good for people who have experienced bad stuff and to feel some catharsis. But when you are triggering that person over and over again with that scene, it's like, well, this isn't shot in a way that is actually supportive of this. This is just kind of like sensationalizing it because it's like, oh, well, this is the selling point. If there's something crazy that happens, then we can get money people involved. And it's like, this isn't for them.
It's like, it's also a way to, you could see a producer giving, but what happened though, like,
a lot of, people who are just trying to make as much money as possible. And that's what their goal is instead of healing.
Well, it's also, it's also like, because like we said earlier, it's harder. People are less likely to enjoy a, feminine person doing violence. That's not true. There's that stigma. Yeah, sorry, I forgot where I was going with that.
It's all relevant, Yeah.
There's also there's a French movie called Baiser that is a revenge movie that I don't think I had seen yet. I think I had heard my friends talk about it a lot because, you know, my friends who watched like a lot of like foreign or like in very indie movies or whatever. And it's a pretty low budget movie. It was like shot on digital, like that era of late 90s or early 2000s, like kind of, so it looks like shit, but like it's a revenge movie, but it was written and directed by this woman, Julie Despentes, I think is her name. But it's like, you know, has the usual thing that happens at the beginning where you see the horrible thing done to women. And then these two women go on a revenge spree. And the way that my friends had described this movie, or one of my friends in particular, was that they then just go on this spree where they're not just like killing men who then do violent things to them. They just like kill cops and they kill this rich guy and they just are killing all these men who are like once I actually watched the movie, because the way he described it was like, but then they're just killing all these men and it's like not fair and like
who don't deserve it.
Yeah, they don't deserve it.
But it's when you actually exploit people.
Yeah, when I finally watched it, I was like, but all those guys are like powerful men who enable this system in general. So this movie even had the like violent setup where it was like, this is the horrible things that happen to these women, and then but because of this friend's like need for there to be like a balance of justice, he couldn't get over that.
And how many?
That's actually reminded me of what I was going to say is the balance thing. Yes, they feel the need to just balance the violence done later by what was done to them. But it's like, you should just be able to tell what was done to them by the magnitude of the violence.
Yeah. And, and like, how many people would watch like that versus like they watch Sweeney Todd and they're like, oh, it really sucks what happened to Sweeney. And it's like...
yeah.
But
he's a victim.
He's killing random people.
Yes. Yeah. We can really get behind an attractive man who murders
with his man pan. And all he ever talks about, by the way, is how pretty his wife is. He doesn't say anything else about her.
She was so hot.
And by the way, I do think people would be just as excited to see, femme person doing that. But they so rarely get to because of all of these reasons. Yeah.
By the way, do people watch it? I love Sweeney Todd. I think Sweeney himself is supposed to be a bad person. I don't know. A lot of people I've been like this for years, and people have been like, all this virtue signaling. Like, no, I'm just like, well, that's really inconsistent and annoying. Frustrating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love being called a performative male for checks notes being nice to women.
Yeah. Well, it can only be a performance. You couldn't actually mean it.
Yeah.
Right. And also performance is inherently lying.
Yes. I don't experience empathy, and therefore this has to be a thing you're using to get sex from women,
I guess. But not and I also wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about your director, Monica. When did she come into the project? What's her involvement been like, and what's it been like working with her?
Monica is a very old friend. I think we met almost right when I moved to LA. We worked on a comedy project way back in the day, and she's just great and wonderful and warm, always has been. And so one of Monica's many skills is that she is now, a horror director. She's done some awesome films that are on net. She's really coming to her own. So she directs horror, but she also directs makeup commercials and beauty commercials. And so she has this wonderful duality of visual style and aesthetic,
the glamour
where it's
and horror.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's plush and it's gory and disgusting. All in the same package. Also, Monica herself hates dolls. She hates them. Even
what
just
better
regular
person
dolls.
to capture their horror?
Yeah.
Exactly. She was like, I'm the person for this because I hate. I cannot stand them.
That's perfect. Yeah.
So. Yeah, she's wonderful to work with. So professional, while being very creative. The other thing I love about her is her presence, her demeanor is so calming. She is very much like a rock when it comes to almost anything. And I think that makes her great on set.
Yeah.
She's so, reliable, steady. Nothing is ever a problem until after it's done. And then, she's great.
That's great. Yeah, no, and it can, a lot of us aspire to make sure that we are like the chill person if we're directing something. Or it's like, yeah, no, you can come to me for a problem. Please just talk to me, and like I'll handle it. And I'll be anxious about how I handled it later. But right now, we just need to get stuff done. So
it's a huge skill. Will, I think you're also great at the. Will's also a very.
Yeah. We visited the set for Amy's Dead Dream House. That's when we first met. And you guys were very busy, but it was a very. It was a very put together set. You guys were on schedule, so you're all feeling very, very high on that as well. And it was honestly, the set seemed great. Like that's what I like to see personally. I'm always very opinionated on abusive directors. I hate them so much. Like I don't want to hear about Stanley Kubrick. I get that he's great, but at the same time, I'm like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, I don't understand. I've never understood like people who are mean, especially people in power on sets who are like mean or. I don't know. I just want to have fun. Like it can be so fun if you let it be fun. And like it gets stressful at times, or it gets like, if you're behind and you have to rush, or if something goes wrong, or if, a prop fails or something like that, can be stressful, and or somebody can just be a dick and you have to deal with that. But like the goal for me is like have fun making stuff. Like why would you not want to have why would you not want to enjoy your job? Like otherwise why would you do this job of all jobs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally.
That's why we're here, is that we want to do a job that we enjoy and that makes us feel fulfilled. And I don't feel fulfilled if I spent all day being upset and anxious because the director will fly off the handle at any point. It is stressful. Yeah. I've done it on very low budget productions. It's incredibly stressful. But that's never an excuse to mistreat somebody.
Yeah. Well, especially on a low budget thing. It's like you're not paying people and you're also going to yell at them.
We're doing this for like the game, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or a director like forcing an actor to be method, where it's like, I don't trust my actor to act. I'm going to be really mean to them.
I'm going to shoot a gun at their feet.
Speaking of Kubrick, it's great to hear that like of more and more directors lately who also understand that like it's not also just practically, that's how you get your best out of people, is that they love doing it. You don't get the best out of people if you're running them ragged. So that's great to hear.
Yeah, because it's very easy to like attract power hungry people that like you said, Will, even if like low budget, it's like, what are we doing? Why are you being so crazy right now?
Yep.
Well, and that's that's part of why me and Jesse are both like, we want to jump on promoting your guys's your crowdfunding campaign, because
we are generously paying everyone that works on it.
But like
doing low budget, right?
Like doing indie stuff, doing low budget stuff, and maybe building the industry we'd like to see is how it changes. Because especially with everything.
It's very like the theme of it as well just feels very like now is the time. We're saying we don't really want to wait for a green light, we just want to bring it all to life.
Very excited to see that. Very excited to see more folks making it happen.
Totally. Because whether a movie gets made shouldn't be determined on how much money it can make, and that seemed like a big industry thing of like, well, I don't know how much we can wring out of this, and it's a thing of I really shouldn't have done this on camera, but we're doing it now, and that's
you did it more,
right?
And I've done it multiple times now. I want to fuck the Saw doll, and I'm doing this, and it's gonna go viral for the wrong reasons. Anyway, it's the marketability. It's so crazy that a lot of things, they want you to make a movie with as wide appeal as possible so they can make as much money as possible. But it's like, no, you should be as specific as possible and tell really specific stories, because that's what's actually gonna like energize people.
Specificity breeds universality, like
and not every production needs to be $100 million.
Yeah.
You could just which you'd think they'd have learned that lesson by now with films that are very low budget doing really well.
Cameras now, like they're
There's also
pretty good. You can rent them.
When Maggie first came up with this idea, I was like, there's got to have been a sex doll movie before. There must have been a movie about a blow-up doll that kills people.
You would assume.
Like, and an iconic one, too. Like, you'd think at some point, especially like during the 70s and 80s, that seems like a no-brainer. And yet,
the only sex doll movie I can think of is Lars and the Real Girl.
Well, there's that. And then, like, I mean, like, I guess you could, like, Megan is not obviously that, but it's like, you know, kind of tangential to it, but is so specifically about like AI and robotics and that type of doll. How is there not? And the answer is because the industry is run by men, and so like this is a thing. It is implicitly and explicitly a monster that threatens like patriarchy specifically. So of course there hasn't been one,
and created by the patriarchy. That's what I think is so wonderful about the idea of doll. It's like you made it. You made it. You made it.
Yeah, the only like film I can think of that like there's a few films that obviously like there's Jennifer's Body that are like sort of in this sort of women-led genre of revenge story.
And just think about how much people fucking hated Jennifer's Body, like how much shit that movie got for so many years.
Very luckily, like very reclaimed now.
But it was like you weren't allowed to like that movie, and like Diablo Cody writes annoying dialogue, and like fucking Tarantino writes dialogue that is 10 times more annoying than Diablo Cody.
Somehow Diablo Cody came off of Juno and then made Jennifer's Body, which people like nowadays love but like didn't do great at the time, and then Diablo Cody was gone for a while. It's like, she still made Juno. You're not going to let her make another one of those, at least?
Well, even Juno, we rewatched Juno a couple years ago. We were thinking about doing a video on it, but it just never really happened. But because with Juno, that was, again, the criticism was like, Diablo Cody writes such annoying characters. All of her characters speak so annoyingly. And we realized that the character who really is annoying in that movie is the Rainn Wilson character.
Rainn Wilson.
Every other character, like maybe says a little bit of
does it.
Yeah. So it's like all these male reviewers saw this movie with this annoying male hipster character, and we're like, everyone in this movie talks like this, and everyone in this movie is really annoying.
Yeah.
So
it's actually really annoying. It's like, no, you're annoying. Also, that's the joke.
At a time when everyone was lionizing Sorkin and Whedon. Absolutely. Why is that a problem when it's Diablo Cody?
Right.
That just happened.
Just say you hate women, actually.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with stylized dialogue. We fucking put on Shakespeare shows all the time, and people don't talk like that. They never did.
Yeah.
It's fine to be a little poetic and a little unrealistic with your language, and when you are cool with it when Joss Whedon or Sorkin are doing it, and not cool with it specifically when a woman does it to talk about women's issues, it's like, well... that's a strange thing to do.
Anything that like threatens the patriarchy or the people in power, they just don't want to see and they shoot down. Because like again with Barbarian, half of the plot involves someone that is a Hollywood guy, and that's a big reason also that they were like, we don't want to fund this movie because we're the Hollywood people. We don't want to do something that makes us look bad.
I once was pitching on this movie for this like big studio or whatever, and I'm trying to think of how I can say this without breaking NDA, but essentially I was pitching on this movie, and the very broadly speaking, it was about a very, very rich guy. The plot reveals that he had like all these mistresses, and like to me it's like, okay, so he was secretly a piece of shit, right? He was like, and sure, maybe he has a heart of gold in some way or whatever, but like in one way at least he was a piece of shit because he's like seen as this family guy or whatever, like I love my wife, but he has all these mistresses. And so the idea that I pitched was that like you learn that he really was selfish, and there was like this very specific image that was like, oh, and then this thing happens, and like that's how you learn that he really only cares about himself, and like that's why he can be like this, because he only cares about himself, but then he pretends to care about everyone else. And this was for this like big company that's actually not even an American film company, but it's like a foreign film company. And so I pitched that idea to the producer that I worked with, and then he like sent it up the chain to like the executives or whatever to get approval on or see what they thought about it. And some of the feedback that came back was, I don't know if it was one executive or like multiple executives, was literally the way that it was relayed to me was, you better watch out with what you write. Like you can't make us look like that. And so it's like it literally is like, and that's like a very, concrete specific example of like someone literally being like, you can't write that. But then there's the very much more subtle ways. It's like they just kind of can say no to an idea but not give you the reason why. They can just be like, oh, our slate's full or this or that or whatever. But like it is a very real thing that like those decisions get made consciously, and that's why there's not a blow up sex doll movie.
Well, and that's why it's so important to have a healthy independent scene in filmmaking, so that you can have the films that that aren't held back by executives going, well, that makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those guys are of a very specific type.
Yeah. So it's also like you don't think there could be like a world where there's one executive who's like that, and it doesn't have to be saying it about everyone. Like we have to pretend that every single executive is a family loving, like good husband, cares about his children.
Yeah.
Also, blah, blah, blah. Are we bringing people joy? Are we trying to affect the average person? Well, this is what they think. I'm sorry.
Not all executives.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very tough
thing to
like,
have their bread in circuses or not. It's very frustrating to hear like so many of those stories, and also like just the profit prioritization where it's not just enough to make its money back. It's like, but how do we make all the money? This is an investment property. And it's like, well, that's not what film is supposed to be. It never was that until very recently.
Well, and also it's like also a lot of their ideas of what that movie even is completely off, completely wrong.
They can only connect it to things they've already seen, and they have very limited perspectives. As many of us do.
For some reason lately, I've been thinking a lot about that. You know the story about James Cameron pitching Aliens, and then he writes. To pitch Aliens, he goes to a whiteboard and he like he writes alien and then writes the S and then makes it a $sign. And like that's told as like what a brilliant thing that James Cameron did. And it's like that just is a story about how terrible this industry is. Like
how cynical he thought they were and how right he was.
Yeah, and even like because also I don't really believe that was like the thing that got the movie greenlit. I'm sure it was kind of everything else about the movie, and like it was
and also the fact he made Terminator.
He made Terminator, and also that script. Like I have criticism of it, but like it's a very very good script. Like it's a kind of a brilliant way to pivot that franchise or whatever. And like, but like the idea that is told as kind of the story of how it got made or the brilliant story. It's just so like weird to me.
Yeah, and it's honestly very weird to like be in a filmmaking era where it's like where people are yearning for the producers of the 80s.
Yeah, when we did a video on this movie Coup 53 that's about the Iranian Revolution, well, the Iranian coup that the United States did in 1953, and then the revolution also. It's a phenomenal documentary that, especially right now, every American should watch because not enough Americans know what that's about or whatever. But the movie was co-written and because the documentaries are written, but it was co-written and edited by Walter Murch. So we got to interview Walter Murch, and like he gave us we asked him a question about The Godfather, I think, and he gave us this amazing answer, and like kind of glosses over the history of 70s filmmaking and like how they were able to make all these radical movies, and then is sort of just like, and then the 80s happened and all the corporations bought Hollywood, and then and kind of threw up his arms like that was the end of history, was when the corporations took over. So
and you see so many like filmmakers from the 70s who were there in that like sort of burgeoning independent movement, who even though they're benefiting from the system are still like, I hate this.
Yeah.
Why aren't kids getting to make movies the way we did? Like
George Lucas still pretends he hates the industry or like does hate it on some level.
So it's exciting to see you guys going out there and producing a short film so hey, we can at least show the producers what this is. They can at least see it, so they're not filling in the blanks with the wrong things.
Yeah, and we should say it is a standalone short, so it's not like it's not a pitch deck thing. It is a like if you watch the short, you will be entertained and and
it even has a twist.
Yeah,
which is hard to do in a short. It's pretty short.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a standalone short. I think a little under 10 minutes is how long it should end up being, and I am so excited to do everything I can to support Maggie and Monica and Vicky as filmmakers and watch this come to life because it's such a cool idea.
And you're planning on taking on the festival circuit and stuff when it's done?
Yes.
Festivals. Definitely. That's the goal.
Awesome. folks, if this all this sounds cool to you, we'll have linked their crowdfunding page below, and go support it if this sounds great to you.
Yeah, you can also you could also follow the page, just to keep up with it.
Just share it around.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, sharing and following is huge. Like if you can't give, because like $10 is the lowest tier or whatever, but like if we understand that some people cannot give money right now, but just following on the Seed and Spark page and sharing the link is like a huge help.
Yeah.
I mean, I was seeing C. Robert Cargill, writer of The Black Phone and Sinister, sharing it on Blue Sky and whatnot.
He's the best.
It's all great.
It's free to follow an Instagram account.
It's free.
That's what I've learned.
It's free. What a bargain.
I just learned that.
Yeah.
What a savings.
We want to make this so we can share it with everyone, regardless of whether they contributed or not. So that is the ultimate goal, to make it so that everyone.
Because if I can't support something monetarily, I'm like, I can retweet it. I can whatever. Well, maybe not Twitter anymore. Rescoot it. What are we doing on Blue Sky? Reskeeting?
Yeah.
And in addition to that, you could probably follow Will and Maggie on various social medias and get updates that way as well. We can put those wherever those go as well. Editing. Thank you, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. We're not going to do our usual plugs because we're plugging the short this time. So we're just getting it in here. Bye.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Bye.